Democrats everywhere are freaking out.
Can I rant on here? How are you in a church celebrating in America right now?
I'm gonna come.
It's my favorite at the end. How are you celebrating in a church right now? I don't know. Check out this zoom in. He's under contractual obligations to hit the Trump every single morning. So much to get into with the news. Judges are blocking ICE deportations and now starting to block even in New York City. Look at this. Look at this woman, Maxine Dexter. She has decided to take a trip to El Salvador to also get the MS-13 member. I'm gonna get him at all costs. I'm a white woman, I'm here to save. White women are good at saving Hispanic, Latino, and people that are horrible human beings. No meetings were had. NY Times is starting to coin the term dark woke. Dark woke's not gonna happen, Luthers. Get in. Larry David is pissed off at Bill Maher for having dinner with Donald Trump. Look at this article. My dinner with Adolf. He literally compared him to Adolf. And Bill Maher says, actually, it was a pretty good time. You're not gonna believe this, but a rabbit takes out an airplane and we track the rabbit down to the cave. And Jon Stewart's crying. Marylanders are excited that the Maryland man is actually gone, and the most funny unintentional meme happens before your eyes. Let's get into it, but I feel like I want to hear this one more time.
Can I rant on here? How are you in a church celebrating in America right now?
She's gonna be okay, guys.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, let the world
trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
Suck on this, Biden.
would we the all
Oops, stepping on them. That's black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
Good morning. Good morning. So much to get into with the news. The Democrats are still currently twerking their you-know-what's off to bring back this MS-13 member that Donald Trump and the rest of people have all decided together. El Salvador president, Donald Trump, and his intelligence have all decided that this guy's a piece of crap and he should stay in El Salvador. But Democrats have taken it upon themselves to actually go down and get this guy themselves. This is the new Ukraine. This is the new Ukraine. Each one of these Democrats are taking time out of their life to, you know what, it's my mission. It's my mission to save El Salvadorians. I'm a white woman. I'm here and I'm queer. I'm a white liberal. Yeah, I'm a savior. I'm literally Jesus Christ because I don't believe in him because I'm an atheist piece of...
I'm gonna come.
Good morning. Jacobet says, judges blocking executive orders is a new form of lawfare. They know the Supreme Court will overturn them, but the idea to delay until he's out of office 100%. This whole temporary blocking, we're going to see these temporary blockings the entire time. It's just, you're seeing the two system, the two-party government before your eyes. But Democrat Maxine Waters quotes and says that she is not going anywhere. I'm saying until El Salvador, until we get this MS-13 member. She posted this video just the other day, and I love this angle. You look so cute with a phone above your head. It's a very flattering angle. Let's hear what you have to say.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last...
I don't know if you can hear the background of this video, but it literally looks like women and children are screaming. Are you filming this at a horror house? Are we in a mansion somewhere? I'm literally afraid for my life.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here,
Yes.
coming to you from El Salvador.
Okay.
I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Kilmar Garcia be released.
Yes.
He is being held in violation of a Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being...
Oh, what was that? God, I love when they start effectuate and facilitate. It's just like, God, I hate when they unintentionally start rhyming. They're just like, look. This white woman be capping. Effectuate, facilitate. The Colombians ain't coming home. I'm saving El Salvador, man. MS-13, whatever, man. You guys thought you weren't gonna get a freestyle this morning? You thought wrong. I've literally never freestyled on here. Worst freestyler ever. Okay, let's go back. Effectuate and facilitate.
Express.
Jacobet says, if Congress wants a woman to stay in El Salvador, migrate, and join the deportees, I want them. This is what the Democrats vote for, right? You guys should all leave the country and go down to El Salvador and protect your MS-13 members.
Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being ignored. This is not just a threat to all people in the United States who could be illegally abducted, detained, and transported internationally against their will.
Is Trump deporting U.S. citizens? No, but that's the message the Democrats want you to believe. He's literally going out and deporting all these American citizens. He hates American citizens.
But it is a fact that our president does not recognize the branches of government and the balances of power. This is what we all have been calling a constitutional crisis.
And we got to put in the taglines, hashtag constitutional crisis. I love when Democrats or any politicians do a little thing that they've been told to say. We're going to say constitutional crisis 100 times to the point where you actually start saying it at home. If we can get you to say constitutional crisis at home at your dinner table, we've won the war. Did you hear about that constitutional crisis? Yeah, I heard about that constitutional crisis. Yeah, I had a constitutional crisis in my bedroom last night. What does that even mean? I'm not totally sure, but we're just saying these words and we're just trying to work out what that even means. Cool, dude. I love a good constitutional crisis. So this woman is staying in El Salvador to defend, protect, but apparently she's not even getting any meetings. So up to 4 Democrats have visited El Salvador. Can we deport all the Democrats at El Salvador? Will you guys just maybe you guys could walk to El Salvador together and raise money for MS-13. Let's have a walkathon for MS-13 members, and we'll just all hold hands amongst MS-13 members, and we'll walk the line all the way to El Salvador to release these people. We need these rapists and drug dealers and criminals and violent criminals on our streets today. Would you be willing to stand with me to not deport criminals to their origin of country?
The government here in El Salvador turned down the request that came through the embassy. So the embassy made the request for us to be able to see Mr. Garcia, and that was rejected.
Okay. There's word here in the States that he's been moved to better accommodations in a jail. What do you know about that?
We were not able to get any answers. We're still pressing for answers, and that's part of what we are asking Secretary Marco Rubio. Where is he? That's what the family is asking. Again, with the health conditions that he has.
Again, I just cannot put a finger on why all these people are twerking so hard for this one guy. It's crazy how when they decide that this issue is important, how Democrats rally around each other. And I think Donald Trump is allowing them to do it to just make them look absolutely deranged and insane. He's allowing them to just look crazy. And you're going to tell me there's a coincidence that it's 4 Democrats and majority of them are women? No chance. No chance. This might be the most funny news article headline I've ever seen in my entire life. What is dark woke? Stop trying to make dark woke happen, New York Times. Democrats everywhere are trying to rebrand themselves as the badass of the political party again, because they were the policers of speech and policers of, you need to think right. And you can't be that cool when people are policing your speech and telling you how to believe, what to believe and how to live. You're all of a sudden the boomer. You're all of a sudden the old person. You're all of a sudden the person that nobody wants to hear from. And so now they're trying to rebrand themselves as dark woke. And that gets me pumped. See, I pulled up the article. Libertarian says, I'm surprised the Democrats have tried to put a ballot box at the sea. God, yeah, me too. Looking for a Latin George Floyd. Yeah, they are kind of looking for a Latin George Floyd, aren't they? Kamala Harris has stepped in as the Democrat Party's nominee for president in the warning days of the brat summer. She went on to the popular podcast Call Her Daddy. Tim Walt's drip led to Chappelle Ronan-inspired cameo truck hat. The memes were flowing. The party mood was high. The moment was long past when Donald Trump Jr. back in the White House, the culture dude-heavy pop podcast programming, provocative insults, and so-called masculine energy. I love that they call, hey, greetings from UK. Shout out to Ukraine. I love that they call Donald Trump so-called masculine energy. Okay, again, I can't emphasize this enough. Bernie Sanders went to Coachella. Donald Trump went to UFC in the same weekend. This isn't so-called masculine energy. It is masculine energy. You can't go to a UFC event and be like, you know what? This place is pretty beta. There's a lot of beta energy around here. This has a very feminine atmosphere. People are hugging and kissing and telling each other about their emotions. None of that is the thing. So right now, the Democrats are rebranding themselves as the hardcore extremists. We're now dark woke. We're going to rebrand, because remember there was a time where they were like, woke's not a thing. That's just a right-wing talking point. And now they're like, you know what? We're done lying about saying that woke isn't a thing and we haven't been pushing it for years. We're now dark woke. Rawr. I'm dark woke. Republicans have essentially put Democrats in a respectability prison. I love this right here. Republicans can say stuff that really grabs voters' attention where we're stuck saying boring the problem. I see this as a strategic shift with Democratic messaging. I'm a big fan of dark woke. That sounds super serial. You guys, we're being serial, okay? Dark woke is a thing, and dark woke is going to stay. And we're going to have Jasmine Crockett run the dark woke agenda. Oh, is that a black joke? Oh, okay. I see what you guys are doing, Democrats. You're literally propping up your black women to be the dark woke agenda. God. Remember when they made fun of dark MAGA for in forever? Dark MAGA energy. Really? Elon Musk is dark MAGA? That guy's a loser. And now they're just rebranding. You guys are copying Republicans. And nobody likes, there's something, flattering about copying people, but there's also something totally lame about copying people. Why don't you just be original? No chance. No chance. I think this literally looks like they took an AI generation and they're like, hey, have we done a land acknowledgement yet? I'm currently on the land of the Minnetonka Seneca people, and I just want to acknowledge my inter-whiteness journey and my white privilege. And I acknowledge that I have stolen land and my people have stolen land from the Minnetonka people. Thank you for calling me out. I actually know Dark Brandon's a nice guy. These are the same people that tried Dark Brandon. Yeah, that is true. It'll blow up in their faces spectacularly. I totally agree. I totally agree. I think it's absolutely hysterical. But this is another one. Speaking of dark woke, Larry David spoofs Bill Maher's White House visit. So Bill Maher went to the White House to meet with Donald Trump, and I like that he had like a sit down with his audience about it. He had to like sit down and like, we're gonna have a mom and pop conversation about what actually went down.
As you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock.
I'm gonna come.
Because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I haven't.
Okay, he goes on to this 12-minute monologue saying, you know what, Donald Trump was actually a really nice guy. And that will trigger any person on the left and now has made Bill Maher equally as Hitler-like as Donald Trump. Larry David, one of my favorite creators of Seinfeld and easily one of my favorite shows to ever be recorded, Curb Your Enthusiasm, absolutely hysterical show, has done an op-ed in the New York Times saying Bill Maher's White House visit is like a dinner with Adolf. Private Hitler was a completely different animal. So his big takeaway in this article is that meeting with Donald Trump is absolutely nothing. Just because he's an absolutely sweetheart face-to-face means he's deep down inside a Hitler-like personality and person in disguise. So they are so mad that Bill Maher went to go meet with Donald Trump that they are comparing him to going and visiting freaking Hitler and sitting next to Hitler and saying, you know what? Hitler's actually a decent dude. You know what? Hitler, behind the methamphetamine and the screaming and raging and that toothbrush mustache that we're all fans of, which I just found out that that was called a toothbrush mustache. Now say that 10 times fast today at work. Toothbrush mustache. You can't. So behind the toothbrush mustache, actually Hitler is an absolute sweetheart and a lover of art, and we know that. He was just comparing it exactly to eating lunch with Hitler.
I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute.
No, wrong. You literally met with Hitler, and now you're celebrating it. What are we going to do about Bill Maher? We need to get him out of our inner circles. Come on, Larry. You know what I've always said, Curb is the best. I totally agree. What I've always said is, like, once you reach a certain age, take the internet away from you. Get the internet off all your mobile devices, because people are going to change their opinions of you as you age, because as you have more time to dwindle on these ideas and get wrapped up in how things were or your inner circles or your small circles, you're going to start to put unhinged stuff online. And I think this is completely unhinged, comparing Donald Trump to Hitler again. He's literally putting him in concentration camps in El Salvador. The El Salvador president is like Mussolini. They're building a dark MAGA United Front. Hitler's Taylor, Trump doesn't wear Hugo Boss. That is true. Everybody knows that Hitler does dress better than Donald Trump. I'll give him that. Oh, really? You're going to say Hitler dressed better than Donald Trump? You're literally a Nazi. That's what I know. That's what I know a fascist when I see it. I know a fascist when I see it. And you're being fascistic right now. Oh, really? Yeah, really. You're being a fascist. You don't even know what that word means. Yeah, but I just say it over and over again. And it's important when I say things that I mean it. You don't even mean what you say because you don't even believe it. I feel like that's like a dinner table conversation at any leftard's home. Dump couldn't do Hitler's Taylor. I bought the whole thing. I love this part. I found the whole thing quite disarming. I joked I was surprised to see him in a tan suit because If he wore that out, it would be perceived as an unfure-like. That amused him to no end. I realized I'd never seen him laugh before. Stop. The left gets, there's nothing that triggers the left more than humanizing Donald Trump. Like, the fact that, like, I enjoy the fact that Donald Trump does these silly dances at every moment. Like at every event, they're just like, do the dance. Do the freaking dance. He hit it. He hit the dance for us. And I love that, like, people around him are like, have to pretend like they're excited. They're like, yes. When he does the dance, something special happens to me. When he does the dance, he brings me back to reality. He grounds me with his dance tactics. The way he dances, the way he hits the Dougie. We call it the Trumpy. When he hits the Trumpy, it gets me a little dumpy.
I'm gonna come.
Don't you dare humanize Donald Trump at any leftist dinner table or they will lose their effing minds. Okay, let's get into the big story, okay? Big story that just crossed nations everywhere. A rabbit hit an airliner in mid-flight. And I think this happened in the UK. Absolutely devastating things, but they tracked the rabbit to this cave. And we're going to break down what actually happened. I mean, look at this. Look at this rabbit thing.
This morning, an unusual animal encounter causing a scare in the air.
Rabbit through the number 2, that'll do it, all right.
A rabbit somehow making it into the right engine of United Airlines Flight 2325 from Denver to Edmonton Sunday.
Oh, Denver
right
to
as
Edmonton.
the Boeing 737 with 159 people.
A rabbit crawled into the engine and hit it. Now, they tracked this rabbit to the cave, and let's just see what happens when they finally get to the rabbit. Holy crap, there it is. Let's just zoom in on this. There it is. It's literally in this cave. Look how it just like pops up.
There he is.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Where? There.
Oh my god.
What, behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit.
Oh my god.
You silly sod. You got us all worked up. Well, that's no ordinary
That's
rabbit.
not an ordinary
That's
rabbit,
the most
okay?
Foul, cruel, and bad-tempered rodent you ever set eyes
That is not no ordinary rabbit, okay? That rabbit will take down airplanes.
on. You tit. I saw my arm and I was so scared. Look, that rabbit's got a vicious streak a mile wide. It's a killer.
It's a killer rabbit. It took down an airplane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it took down the airplane.
I'm warning you. What's he
Be careful.
bum? He's got huge, sharp... he can leap about... Look at the bones! Go on, boss. Chop its head off. Right, silly little beater. One rabbit suit coming right up.
Be careful. That rabbit will kill you. That rabbit. Jesus Christ! I told you guys, you got to be careful with these rabbits. They'll take down airplanes. I'm starting to believe that 9/11 was started due to rabbits. We have an ongoing rabbit problem, and it needs to be stopped today. What's up, Kristen? Derek, you sound so masculine today. Can you please keep it down a little? I'm getting pre-triggered, and I can literally feel toxicity coming from you right now. I apologize. I had no idea I was being so toxic masculinity this morning, and I will stop. I will do everything in my power to no longer be toxic or masculine in any capacity. In fact, last night I shaved my beard. I trimmed it in order to prepare for this morning stream because I am also dark woke.
Emotional damage.
All right, guys, have a great day at work today. You know, punch your boss in the face. Tell him that you love him. Tell him that dark woke is a thing, and it's here, and it's queer, and it's going to steer your